You're this perp back with another video, and I just got done watching Outer Banks Season 4 Part 1. I was going to wait till both parts were out to give my full thoughts, but you know what? It made it a lot easier to just do it this way. We got 5 episodes. Outer Banks is back. I really like how we kick things right back off where we left it, where, after finding the City of Gold or El Dorado, now our characters are left kind of directionless, so to speak. And the first episode is just dealing with the first 18 months of them getting back before they get into the whole Blackbeard treasure hunt that is pretty much the theme of this season. I like the first episode. We find out how much money they made, or how much gold that was worth that they took from El Dorado. It was about a little over 1 point something million dollars, and that quickly gets burnt because JJ ends up taking that money to this auction because there's a bunch of people trying to buy his land, and he's got a shit ton of land. And what they want to end up doing with the land is pretty much what they did with the island, and just have it be something that they can invest in, and not only invest, give back to their community, and just be able to chill out. This is their whole goal, is to get enough money so they can have like their own kind of shop. So this is what they end up doing, but they end up overpaying because of JJ and him crossing paths with this character Dale, which that's one of my issues with this season. I'll get into some of my negatives as well. Dale's character ends up making JJ overbid for his property. He ends up paying like 700 something thousand. So they're already kind of low on money. They start to invest in fixing up their spot, and things aren't really looking too good, as they're really short on cash, and they have like one nug of gold left. And JJ pretty much goes behind everybody's back and bets on this race that he gets involved with. It's called the Enduro, and other people are involved. Topper and even Rafe was in there. Ends up losing that money. Now they're really in the hole. So then fast forward to present day, where they end up taking this whole offer on this Blackbeard kind of treasure hunt kind of an adventure. But there's a twist to it, because when you get to episode 2 and we find out exactly what this is, it's almost like they're bringing in some supernatural elements, where there's a story with Blackbeard's wife, Elizabeth, has this curse, and the only way to lift that curse is to get this amulet. But what they don't know is this amulet leads to another big treasure that is the big theme of this season as well. The guy that hires him, he goes by the name of Wes Jenrette. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And he has a lot of ties to JJ. And we find out also a lot more about JJ, similar to previous episodes, finding out more about Pope's whole background and his lineage. They dive a little bit more into JJ's lineage in this as well. But like I said, like, the setup is cool. You get frustrated at JJ because he is just financially selfish. He just doesn't really think about the group, and he just kind of just does things, and he's just putting everybody in this situation. Now there's other characters as well coming back, like Rafe. He still kind of isn't seeing eye to eye with Sarah, but he has come across this like cougar chick named Hollis, that she's obviously trying to manipulate him into doing this business deal, and she's trying to go for this mysterious treasure, while we have this other mysterious group that's led by this guy, not led by this guy, but the first dude that we see from this group, Leitner. You know what I'm saying? These super generic villains that are just so one note, or it's just so unnecessary. There's so many unnecessary new characters in here, and I feel like that's one of my problems with the Outer Banks series is they try to introduce so much in so little time, where if they kind of would have spread out some of these storylines, it would kind of flow better. You know, I still love this cast. I still love the adventures they go on. It's just that's the biggest nitpick I have with this series is just how they're introducing all these new characters. Now, they could all come together by part 2, but right now they don't really make sense in part 1. I feel like they're going to end up being a big nothing burger, other than like Leitner, because he's gonna have beef with pretty much Cleo, because Cleo ends up getting kidnapped and she reunites with Terrence's character. Terrence tries to save her from being killed by this guy Leitner, ends up getting killed in the crosshairs. So now it's like Chloe's trying to get revenge for Terrence. There's just a lot going on in just this first part. Some things that I like, some things that I'm not too fond of. Overall, I think it ended on a positive note, finding out that JJ, his father, is not his biological father, but he's actually connected to the Jenrick family. So he actually comes from some wealth, which is a huge bombshell. Very interesting stuff there. Hope and Sarah are stuck in the tombs. You know, I don't know if they're going to be able to get out, but knowing Outer Banks, they're going to find some way to kind of get out of this, because there are so many times where these characters should be dead. Like when Key and JJ went diving to look for this amulet, they had to be put in this hyperbolic time chamber, wherever the fuck it was, because they were halfway dead almost. But you know, plot armor pretty much saved them. Plot armor saves a lot of these characters. You could say that this is a mixture of like Rocket Power meets One Piece, a little bit of One Piece, or more so National Treasure mixed with Fast and Furious, because that's the type of plot armor we're dealing with these characters. You know what I'm saying? They'll be put in these life-threatening situations, but find out a way to like escape this, because you know, Sarah's been shot. You know, multiple characters have been on death's door, but ends up, you know, getting some type of plot armor. Other than that, you know, I think this was an okay first part, but I definitely see some glaring issues. I feel like certain things won't get resolved, or maybe will drag on into the 5th season, because I definitely think that whatever season comes next needs to be the last. I think you could have definitely ended this story in like season 3, just to how everything went. But it is what it is. I still like this cast. I like this whole entire treasure hunt adventure over the top just that this show brings. There are my nitpicks that I have, like just the way they're introducing certain characters, but I want to see where they go with part 2, because I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what ends up happening. Will Cleo end up getting her revenge? Most likely. What's going on with Hollis? She's obviously working with Chandler and stuff like that. And how's that whole family reunion going to be with JJ and whatnot? So a lot of moving pieces. It's interesting that John B kind of takes a back seat, at least for this first part. It doesn't seem like this is going to be a John B centric season, more of a JJ centric season. And let's see where this goes. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how you guys feel about this in the comments below. Till next time, I will see y'all in part 2. Peace.